I woke up, I'm ready. I cast it in the shower. I did some serious play-by-play. Even Tony, we were watching a movie, documentary called All Work, All Play. It's like a documentary.
Yeah, I saw that actually in theaters, yeah.
And Lemonation got a hook. They were showing like when he was at San Jose, and I'm like, oh, that's gravy. And then Tony turns to me, he's like, do you ever stop casting? And I'm like, yo, I don't. Oh, baby. Here we go. Getting into game right away.
On the
pick
blue
and
side.
ban phase. We've got on the blue side, we've got Permanent Love in the top lane, XJ9 in the jungle, 54 Bomb 99 in the mid lane, Wild Mimo and So Jaded in the bot lane with the respective AD carry and support. On the purple side, we have Dragon Raider on ADC, surprisingly. Darabu in the jungle, normalized as his support. F My Jungle in the top lane, and Mr. Jiggly in the mid lane. Why don't you guide us through the pick and ban as we go through it?
All right, so the Nunu ban, obviously towards Darabu there. Known, amazing Nunu player. Like, he in solo queue is just dominant with that champion. The Gragas, not too sure. Darabu is not as strong on the Gragas, but I guess they just wanted to ban it out because it is a strong pick overall, and in the team comps, you might need that. And then on the right side, we see the Nilly Alistar. Alistar adds so much. Disengaging yesterday, we saw So Jaded play so well on the Alistar lane.
Yeah,
all these combos,
for sure.
WQs, whatever. And Nilly just strong jungle, lots of damage. Sivir,
also, XJ9 likes to play carry junglers, right?
Definitely.
Italy's definitely one of those champions that's like, oh my goodness gracious.
And that's why the Elise was banned too. We saw Elise being prominently played yesterday in most of our games.
Now, that Twisted Fate pickup is for 54 Bomb 99, of course. You know, there's potential for a Twisted Fate jungle, but that's taking away a comfort pick from Mr. Jiggly. Of course, I'm 100% certain he has a lot more up his sleeve, but, you know, from a general perspective, that's very sneaky for them to kind of take that away. And then on the other side, Darabu does get his comfort pick. He does get the Rek'Sai. But where do you think that Shen's going to go? I think that's going to be a top Shen for sure.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a top Shen. We saw him play it yesterday, I believe. And Evan is really good on that Shen. But I like to say...
Evan.
I don't like to say...
Young Evan.
Just say Evan.
Oh, baby.
But I just want to go back to the TF pick. Like yesterday you were saying, IRL 54, Bomb 99. He loves split pushing. He loves to drag a lot of attention towards his side. And with TF, it brings so much to the table of that caliber that they can easily do that split push, and then he can just teleport away.
Now, we're already getting into some serious comfort picks, all right? XJJ9, otherwise known as Lee Sin Baby, locks in one of his probably favorite champions in the jungle. And then we've got Normalize. He was hovering over that Karma, the ops in for the Morgana. That's going to allow for a lot of, you know, defense for Vartan on the core key for Dragon Raider picking up that 80 carry. It's going to offer a lot of negated magic damage, potentially stopping Twisted Fate from making any further advances. And the snare, as it gets leveled up, is going to get a lot more intense. But however, my bone to pick with a Morgana pick is I like seeing Morgana obviously in a team fight, right? Like in a team fight based, you know, situation. But what I've noticed is that when you're going for kind of pick comps like this, because we've got the poke from Corki, we've got the global pressure from Shen, able to ult, and, you know, and Rek'Sai, but still from a general perspective, there's still kind of like, it's still like we're going to F up this one dude. Like that's generally what they're doing. But the Morgana, the ultimate is there for not for an engage, but I feel like in this situation, it's more of a disengage a little bit, because it's like you press R and they kind of back up. You know, they back up. Because if they're going to lock in that Varus, they're going for a heavy poke comp, and Morgana's going to be there for that disengage.
Yeah, they're going to be looking to get a lot of picks, and then Morgana's ultimate, like you said, will just be used to get Gnar or to get Lee Sin stayed in place so they do not attack the back line.
Exactly.
But we do see Wild Mimo playing Jinx. Jinx is not that prominent as an AD carry. I was sort of looking towards the Kalista there, but maybe he doesn't like to play Kalista that well. It does take a lot of mechanics to play that champion. But Jinx is still an overall a good AD carry, right?
Yes.
You can do a lot of damage. It's very tower intensive. Look for a lot of, like I said earlier, the split pushing. They're probably going to go for an objective-based game coming out of the blue side. So watch aggressive plays from XJJ9, and from there you should see them sort of go and try to pick the enemy team off when they're trying to get picks too, trying to limit the vision there. So you probably can see a double side stone come out of both teams.
Yeah. One thing I really want to mention is yesterday we were really interested in seeing the kind of summoner spells that were coming out for some of these players, and we see 3 cleanses. Oh, last minute heal change from a Wild Mimo, but still both mid lanes opt in for that cleanse, and it's going to be really interesting to see because I don't think that blue team is as CC intensive as purple team is. I feel like purple team has a lot more lockdown than blue team. I mean, of course, like they have a lot of slows for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, blue team has a lot of slows. Maybe a Righteous Glory is going to be super, super helpful in that regard. But from a basic, amount perspective, purple team definitely has a lot more CC to offer and a lot more. Like a lot more lockdown. Like the Morgana snare is like insane. Like that's yeah.
But there's still a lot of lockdown still on the blue team because you do have Gnar ult, you do have the TF stuns, and you do have the clamps from Jinx. So you do have a lot of disengaged CCs.
Yeah.
Like you can't really use them for engage,
Yeah.
but they're really, really good to get picks or to just disengage.
You're right.
And run away from the team. But the Morgana pickup, I actually don't really like it that much.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kind of thinking like what's the deal here?
You don't really have a hyper carry that you really need to defend on the side. Maybe the Varus, but Corki's not really that much of a hyper carry. You're going to be having these two in the back line anyways. And the Jinx, I mean, the Morgana, I think is just mainly picked just because of the TF. And just making sure that TF can't get picks if Morgana is in the area.
They were opting in for that Karma earlier, but I don't think that would have been such a good pickup. They already have a lot of damage as it is. Coming out from Mr. Jiggly and Dragon Raider on those respective poking champions, I think that the Morgana pickup it's good, but then it's bad, right? They've got great disengage, but when I play Morgana, I know Normalize is a master tier player. He's an insane dude. Like, he can land all his skill shots. But as soon as Morgana misses something crucial from her kit, it's really going to go, it's gonna hit the fan. But, same goes for blue team, right? If Gnar doesn't get that ultimate, if Janna screws up the ultimate somehow in the disengage, it's really going to be detrimental for blue team. So I feel like for both teams, it's definitely like if somebody fucks up, it's all over. It's done. It's all done. But I wanted to ask you this, if you could elaborate this on in the last 50 seconds that we have before the game starts. What are the win conditions for both teams while we're going throughout the match?
Like I was saying earlier, blue team is probably going to go for an objective-based sort of team, sort of game, and they're going to be going for those dragons, going to be going for those vision control, making sure that Jinx just gets hyper carry enough that she's able to just do enough damage from the back and just attack whoever's in front of her and move on and move on and move on. But from the other side, the purple team, they're going to be looking to get these global team fights. So you're going to see them maybe engage in maybe a 2v3 bot, but then they'll send Rek'Sai and Shen down to that bot lane, then be a 4v3 and try to turn things like that. But overall, you're going to see a lot of team fighting, I assume. Like, they're going to try to get a lot of dragons, both of these teams, and you'll see a lot of dragon fights, and they're going to be very, very crucial to which team comes out on top in this best of 5.
Nice, nice. If there's anything that I've noticed about 2.5 Freebirds or send them to the Shadow Realm is that they switch their comp style every single time I cast them. Previously, they ran a lot of Jarvan in their past tournaments, and they ran a roaming squad. They like to run roaming squads, and in this situation, it's no different. But they're just making the roaming squad easier to execute. And throughout the entirety of this tournament, they've just been playing a ton of global presence champions. They've played the Twisted Fate. It got taken away from them by 54 Bomb 99. They're playing the Shen consistently, and they're playing the Rek'Sai consistently as well. What do you think will happen in Game 2 if Mimo's Angels... Oh, oops. Sorry, wrong screen, guys. That's been there for like 3 minutes. What do you think would happen if they take away the Shen and Rek'Sai in the pick and ban phase? Because I don't think Nunu and Gragas is so scary, because that's what they had banned earlier, right? Yeah. That's what they had focused on. But if the global presence is taken away, what do you think Esports Canada 2.5 Freebirds is gonna fall back on?
It's really hard to say. I'm not too sure.
Probably the Jarvan. They're probably gonna pick up the Jarvan.
Yeah.
But the global presence has worked so well for them. I'm not exactly sure what they would return to. But we did see Darabu play something else this tournament. I forget what it was.
Did he?
It wasn't Rek'Sai.
No.
He played Shen. He played Shen.
Oh yeah, he did play that.
He
Shen
played
combo.
he grabbed the Wit's End and all those goodies.
Yesterday. But we are seeing an invade here. Probably just to get vision down.
Lee Sin gets there first. He spots them out, puts down the trinket, throws the Q. Not able to get the ward there.
But here we see something very, very good in the bot side of the map, and So Jaded and Mimos, they're going in to get vision onto the enemy jungle as they're just doing like a sort of mirror, making sure that they know if Derbu and his team just are trying to get vision or if they're trying to invade. But it just looks like they're both just fighting for vision, and it sort of looks even overall.
Yeah. Looks like they might be opting in for the lane swap. Corki and Morgana heading top. Whoa. Oh, no, they're actually going to recall. But that would have been interesting to see the lane swap. I do think that Corki Morgana does bode fairly well against Jinx and Janna, considering definitely. Jinx's early game got considerably nerfed because of the zap the zap damage got nerfed, etc., etc. But I'm glad that they didn't lane swap, but I guess they just were looking out in case Jinx and Janna didn't want to face it, so they scouted it out.
That's what that ward in the by the bot side tower, the inhibitor there, just to make sure that Jinx and Janna weren't lane swapping, and now they know that they have the advantage in that 2v2.
Ooh, I like that Twisted Fate skin. That's really cool.
There's no hat though.
That's fine.
No,
why does he have to wear a hat?
So then he could say...
I'm pretty sure Summoner's Rift is sunny as hell.
No, bro. He needs to like say something really funny, and then he like puts the hat over his eyes and stuff like that. You know, like really cool things. We are seeing the double jungle. The top laners and the junglers going together, holding each other's hands. And so they're going.
Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Why can't does it really give them that much of an advantage? Tell me why they do that.
It's basically so that the jungler can go through more of their jungle. So you have your top laner there who's going to do a lot of damage to these other things, so your jungler can clear the rest of their jungle and get more ahead. And it just makes it so that the top laners do get XP too, and the junglers get more in the long run just because they get to clear more camps and then go through the rest other jungle like that. But we do see the top laners just teleport back. There wasn't much of a difference there since they are basically even in the camps they did take.
Nice. And that's obviously not something that you guys can see in solo queue. I think that oh, So Jaded falling a little bit low.
And wacky fingers there.
But I think we're going to be starting off with a little bit of a slow start while the junglers clear their camps. But it's really going to be up to Lee Sin to turn up the heat in the kitchen, cook those quesadillas to perfection. And as we can see, he's starting to get the ingredients for his delicious
in the top lane.
For his delicious meal. Oh, baby, the snare does land. Going to return the damage. Permanent Love trying to get the stun. Gets the stun onto F My Jungle. The Q does land.
No, he already missed it earlier.
Already missed it earlier. F My Jungle safe and sound, but looks like the surgery is going to have to be bypassed a little bit. He's going to have to stay by his turret. Oh! Nice. You know what I think was going to happen this game? I do think that, we have a star lineup here, but who do you think is the weakest player on 2.5 Freebirds? It may be the top laner, right? So they are trying to probably focus that down. He has a great champion pool, but is he mechanically able to take down Permanent Love? At the moment, no, because Lee Sin did pressure his lane. And we'll see how, we'll keep an eye on F My Jungle, see how he does. He did land some really, really clutch abilities throughout the entirety of the tournament. He's a great player, but in terms of who's the best or who's the worst on the team, top laners definitely, I think, probably might be the weakest. They're all really good, and they're fairly equal in skill, but just comparatively, he is probably one of the weaker players
in these two teams. But we did see Derby go into the enemy jungle. We did see Lee Sin top. So what does he do? He doesn't just sit around in his own jungle.
Yeah,
he responds,
gets the ward.
He invades, gets vision, tries to get something back for not being able to pressure so early on, because you are that Rek'Sai. You have to sort of get your jungle up, get your tunnels down, and just a good play there by Derby, just making sure that his team does get vision in that jungle. And an odd pickup, I've seen XJJ9 do this for the whole tournament. He does get that skirmishers a lot because he does like a lot of fighting. He likes to invade. He likes to make sure he can 1v1 the enemy jungler. So he does get that skirmishers. Probably going to get the warrior enchantment.
Same as Rek'Sai. I've seen that Darabu likes to go with the chilling smite, but he also likes to go for the warrior enchantment on Rek'Sai. He doesn't opt in for the Cinderhulk. I think he believes in the ability for Morgana and Shen to tank a lot of the damage.
Yeah, that's what one of the junglers in Europe, Reignover, the jungler fanatic, he does the same thing. A lot of these junglers, they like to go
Oh, the Q does connect though.
but nothing.
That was
good.
like 1 pixel.
Yeah.
That was legitimately 1 pixel.
It was good that Daribu was there, making sure that XJJ9 doesn't burn the flash of Varus, because you're gonna, as a jungler, you're gonna see, oh, there's a Varus in the mid lane. Maybe I want to gank and camp this champion because he doesn't have any escapes. If I blow his flash, then we can do a lot more things with that. And we might see a little jungle touching of the toes as Daribu and XJJ9 are trying to fight over the Raptors there.
Daribu actually just gets out. I don't know if he smited, actually. Oh, baby, Permanent Love trying to start doing the tango with F my jungle. Just a little bit of back and forth, nothing too serious. But Permanent Love, I do find that once Gnar gets into his form, he can definitely do some serious damage, especially because Shen's not going to be, he's fairly squishy until he starts building items, whereas Gnar, his innate tankiness from his passive allows him to trade very well with Shen.
Yeah, I really like the Shen pickup of the Doran's shield in the Gnar matchup.
The auto attacks.
Yeah, because Gnar really does well in these melee versus range matchups. So that's the main reason you do pick Gnar, and you really want to get that Doran shield in order to omit any of the auto attack harass that he does bring to the table.
So far in the bot lane, I'm surprised to see that they're really respecting each other. I would have expected Normalize and Dragon Raider to play a little bit more aggressively, but I think they're really afraid of XJJ9 considering they don't have the vision, and that's the reason why Daribu spends a lot of his time kind of like on the other side and try to find Lee Sin the entire time. But so far we are going to remain with the slow start. You know, it's still going to be kind of just at a standstill, really, until they start thinking about objective control. And I don't think Dragon's going to be the first thing on the menu. I think that they're going to try to get probably a 2v1 scenario in the top lane or in the mid lane, try to get some kind of fight going. I don't think bot lane's really the subject of their affection. I just think that they're going to try to get a kill and force an objective like a turret before they even think about getting Dragon, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Maybe if they see Lee Sin top, they will try to go for that Dragon earlier on. But yeah, so I'm just really curious what the next moves are for both teams. So what do you think?
One of the junglers do make a mistake and say Lee Sin goes top and fails another gank, you might see the Dragon be taken just as soon as possible. But it's just going to be a slow game until a successful gank happens, and that's probably going to be one of these hidden Rek'Sai ganks or a ward over the wall into a kick, something flashy, something not actually expected, or it's just going to be a slow, methodical game where you're going to see a try for a pick, and we might see something here.
Here we go. Oh, the flash kick onto Mr. Jiggly. He flashes into the brush, pops his ultimate. Ultimate comes out from Shen and Twisted Fate. Looks like they're just going to start the Dragon right after that scuffle in the mid lane. Daribu falling on half HP. Oh, the Rocky does miss from Jake's off to the side. She's not going to be there on time. XJJ9 is going to try to go in for the steal, but Daribu smites that effectively, and they get out safely. Great ultimate from F My Jungle to keep Mr. Jiggly alive, but that flash play on XJJ9 proved very effective into getting almost the kill, but the fact that he was able to land his ult and flash safely into the bush, he even used his cleanse there to negate the stun so he could just get out as fast as he can. Very well played, but they will lose the blue buff here. I mean, small trade for Dragon, I'd say.
So that was a really good play by XJJ9, but he does get cut out here, but I don't think they're going to do anything about it. They don't really have anyone around. But what he did, instead of the flash R, he R flashed. So you see the kick animation go off, then you flash behind them, and then it kicks them to where you were standing before. So it's a really good play that XJJ9 did there. Another thing that I'd like to say is good ultimate by Evan.
Exactly,
in the top lane. And he also had the teleport to respond to any push that Permanent Love was trying to retaliate with. But now those summoners are down. So there is a teleport advantage. So you might see something maybe in the bot lane, maybe a deep ward that Associated can get into the bottom brushes, and you might see Gnar come down.
They do have the vision. If I were just to put my they do have the ward right here. He can hop, skip, and jump over that wall and maybe make something happen. Looks like they're really trying to focus on the Mr. Jiggle here in the mid lane. XJJ9 misses the Q. Stun card. Oh, and the rocket. They try to pull a classic C9 move. One of their compositions was to run Annie on Lemonation, have him roam mid land the ultimate. Meteos pops the Nocturne ultimate, and then Jinx pops her ultimate, and just really
just like
fuck the mid lane.
Yeah.
But
from every single direction, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Didn't really seem to work out. So
a lot of miscommunication.
Oh, baby, Mr. Daribu in a little bit of trouble. They managed to get him over the wall. He jukes them back. He flashes away, and they're not able to stun him down.
A lot of close calls so far.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like dead even, too, in gold.
Yeah, absolutely. These teams are going neck and neck. Game number 1 of the Unplugged Expo. These $900 is on the line. This is a $1,500 prize pool, but first place goes away with $900. Divide that by 5. That's almost like $180 per person. I think that's pretty good, considering. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, nobody cares about second place, guys. Yeah. Nobody cares about second place. Right? And here we go. Permanent Love doesn't care about second place either. Trying to tuffle. Oh, but he gets the pushback onto my jungle, but he's way too tanky for that. I'm surprised how little damage that did.
Because he bought that instant chain vest, and he's going for that Sunfire Cape. So that's a really good pickup by Shen. A lot of armor on his side. Nar can't really do much in this situation. But a quick Sidestone pickup by XJJ9. You know, Lee Sin needs that Sidestone so he can ward jump, he can W to those. But they're trying to get the vision control. Hopefully they can take that to an advantage. But he's going to be a bit late on his Warriors Skirmisher's Blade there. So that could hinder his performance as an individual. But hopefully he's trying to pay that back by helping out his team.
I think we're approaching the mid game now. People are approaching level 10 almost. You know, Permanent Love. The stun under turret. The taunt isn't going to be enough. The auto attacks from Permanent Love going to continue. The ultimate was used in the mid lane, trying to get Mr. Jiggly. He is down a half HP. Action both in the top and the mid lane. But Mr. Daribu, where are you, Caribou? In the mid lane, making sure Mr. Jiggly, I really respect Daribu this game. He's making sure that his mid lane is safe and sound. He's constantly hovering around that middle side of the map. Yeah. And every single time that XJJ9 tries to shut down the you know, because Varus takes a long time to ramp up, right? Yes. And XJJ9 is doing the right thing of focusing the mid lane, but Daribu is also doing the right thing of being there at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, because you do not want, if this Varus gets behind, your poke comp basically goes down the toilet. He's like a really good caster ADC in the mid lane. Does a lot of poke from very far. And another thing that I'd like to say was good cleanse usage there by Mr. Jiggly in order to get away from that gank. It could have been a death. But now both of his summoners are down, but his flash is almost up, so that's a good thing. It could be crucial in the next team fight, which is probably going to be around Dragon. So we're going to be watching out for that. But again, a little bit of miscommunication between the teams.
Oh, no.
Oh, because we have a big dot.
Oh, 4-man push in the bot lane.
But Daribu's going to be there.
The turret is falling a little bit low. Daribu's coming in off to the side. Here comes XJJ9. Lands the Q off into the bot lane. Here he comes. Turret does fall. Misses the flash ultimate. Morgana misses the ultimate as well. Stun card comes out. Oh, my goodness. Lots of damage going on to Daribu. But he's not going to fall. Yeah. Failed push. I mean, they did get the turret, but here comes Mr. Jiggly off into the wings. I'm not exactly sure what they're recalling now. Dragon's up in 30 seconds. They are going to be able to make it back in time if that's the next objective on the menu. But the buffet has closed, and both teams are going to have to kind of just chill out at a standstill. But the vision game needs to be crisp in the next minute because Dragon is up.
That's why you do see those 3 pink words on the side of Wild Mimos, and a lot of the vision, and then a Sidestone right now by Daribu. So but a lot of the vision hasn't really been placed. A lot of it's been Lee Sin trying to jump and dive to these wards and stuff, but we're going to see a big Dragon fight going to happen, probably 30 seconds of trying to get the blue buff there for Varus. It's very crucial. We do have the Shen TP and ultimate up, so if
oh, baby, here's XJJ9 in a little bit of trouble. He's
another tower there.
Oh, Jinx killing all those towers. Lee Sin was in a little bit of trouble there, but so was Daribu. This is a really, really important fight. Shen does have his ultimate up. Both TPs are up, and Shen has pushed the wave in. And Nar is only at half. Oh, and they do get the Scuttle Crab too. This is going to change the momentum of the fight completely if they do decide to go in here. Mimo's Angels off to the side, thinking about what's next.
None of these supports
Dragon.
are level 9 either, so they haven't upgraded their trinket.
Oh, XGG9
Oh,
does miss,
Dragon
but he
Raiders.
wards over. The teleport comes in from Twisted Fate. Here comes Nar as well. He's not up. He's not live yet. Oh my goodness, Daribu's in a little bit of trouble. First blood going out to Nar. Permanent love a little bit low as well. The Janna heal is going to keep him alive. The stun lands from XGG9. Mr. Jiggly snipes that from downtown. And Wild Mimo is going to continue to get completely punished by Dragon Raider here. He's going to pick him up as well. 2 kills going over for
The mid lane tower.
sent to the Shadow Realm. And that's going to be really, really good for 2.5 Freebirds. Although they are 2 turrets down, they can pick up the mid turret if they so choose to, but the Dragon's going to be theirs for sure.
Okay, I would have probably gone for the mid lane, but that's probably why these guys are master and I'm not. They pick up the second dragon, probably going to go for those last 5 dragons push, but they are down 2 towers, so they really need to try to get some objective advantage by towers, or else they might get pushed in by this Jinx if one team fight goes wrong. That's why they picked the Jinx to heavy push these towers down. But very, very close fight there. Either team could have came out ahead. It's just a bit of awkward positioning from a Wild Mimo trying to come in from the gank from mid lane rather than staying with his team.
It's so interesting that Red Team is still behind by a grand, but yet I feel like the momentum is definitely in their favor.
It's just because the 2 dragons don't really show you any gold, and the 2 towers that have been traded just due to Jinx power pushing really heavily.
A lot of the gold falls onto the fact that Nar did get a pickup, and Twisted Fate has the assist. I think it's giving him a little bit of extra gold. They are going to get this first tier top turret. Maybe get the pickup onto Shen if he decides to stick around a little bit, but XJJ9 doesn't have his flash up. He's not going to be able to ward jump unless he's really, really sneaky here. The Q does land, but they're going to focus their attention in the mid lane.
Ooh,
so
Jinx
while they're pushing down Shen in the top lane, there is going to be a mid lane push. F my jungle. In a little bit, he does manage to get the taunt. A Wild Mimo, he gets kicked out of the way. F my jungle. Here comes Dragon Raider to provide some aerial support. He's got the carpet bombs. Here comes the Rumble ultimate from, oh baby, the Rumble ultimate. He's going to get the pickup onto So Jaded, but a Wild Mimo's going to turn the tide. Lee Sin gets the pickup onto Corky, but they're going to collapse on this guy right here. Twisted Fate pushing. Oh my god, they're just trying to end this game by split pushing. They're not going to actually try to fight them. XJJ9 tries to turn it around, but here comes the ultimate from Rek'Sai. He's coming to stop the push, but he's not going to be able to. He stops the minions from pushing the turret, but they do get it anyways. Holy moly, guacamole.
Like I was saying earlier, the blue team, they're just going to go for these objectives. They don't care really about team fighting, and they're just shoving down those towers as fast as they can, And if they get an inhib sub 25 minutes, it's going to be very, very hindering on 2.5 Freebirds. So they're playing the comp to their strengths, and you can see it in the small goal lead that they're trying to make. But the crucial thing here is the 4 towers to 1. And they just traded 2 for the 1 outer mid lane turret. So that's a very, very good trade by the Banish to the Shadow Realm. And they've been using their ultimates and teleports very, very wisely.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I've noticed about this entire game is that we had ragged and tagged a little bit on F My Jungle in the early game, but he's actually a really, really good player. He's incredibly reliable. The only reason why I had said that is because I know that Permanent Love is an exceptional player, and he's not falling behind by any means.
Oh, we might see a pick here.
Oh, stun card at the right place at the right time. Slow from Janna coming out. The snare does land. Looks like they're going to try to make this collapse work, but it's not going to work. But I was going to mention that Jinx doesn't seem to be doing the best that she can for her team right now. Missing a couple ultimates. She's 0-2, getting caught out a little bit. Going to need to pick up the slack. Going to have to put that on pause as Permanent Love tries to get the chase onto F My Jungle while Daribu Normalize are in the river trying to hold. I can't even keep up right now, Vitter. I can't even keep up.
There's so much action happening top, mid, and then the bottom split push that we saw a couple of minutes ago. And Mr. Jiggly, Daribu, and Normalize looking to try to hack away at this mid lane tower if they can. And we do see the red buff is getting stolen there by Dragon Raider. So that's a very, very sneaky play he did there. So as this game starts,
careful.
Actually, never mind.
XJJ9, he does manage to miss the Dragon Rage. The shield from Morgana saves his life. Corky gets the pickup onto Lee Sin. And they're going to continue to push here if they really so choose to. Dragon's not going to be up for a little while. So maybe their objective here is to get the turret. But Daribu is at half HP. He's He's not going to be able to. He does opt in for the Cinder Hulk, something that I actually didn't really notice. He's going to be going good guy Darabu and picking up some tank items for his team. He's got the Sight Stone as well. I really, really like those pickups. It's going to be able to really bode well if they do decide to dive here, but I think they're just going to back up as Lee Sin has arrived. Darabu is falling a little bit low. Permanent Love trying to get the slow. Not going to be enough. He tunnels over the wall, and they're going to stop the chase.
Here, but it doesn't look like they're going to go for it. But earlier we were talking about how the Morgana pick we thought wasn't the best, but it's good. Normalize us, showing us
so good
that he can land these spell shields, and because of them, we see like Lee Sin Baby's trying to overextend so much, and every time he tries to kick, the spell shield's up and he can't do anything. So they really need to wait out the spell shield if Lee Sin Baby or XJJ9 wants to go for these flashy Lee Sin kick plays. But he needs to land one of them in order to get Varus killed.
Okay. Riddle me this. Oh God, Vitter, Yuna Almighty.
Number one, that's what
Bork on Corki, yay or nay?
Yay, bro. Trinity Force Bork is so good, especially against the Gnar. You just don't want to do anything. Like, you could go Bloodthirster or IE, but I prefer for the cost and the attack speed and the overall
damage output.
Yeah,
I mean, you pop the Bork, you pop the Gatling gun. That's gonna be painful.
Yeah, and you just do so much damage, and it also gives you a little bit of the kiting too.
Looks like they want it. XJJ9 gets the blue buff, normalizing a little bit of trouble. They get the knockup, but the Q does connect. He gets the pick up onto normalize, but here comes the teleport from Shen. Dragon Raider off to the side, gets the pick up onto XJJ9. Permanent Love gonna have to back away here, or will he go in? Gnar is up. Throws a.
Might see another fight
big bed
shortly too. Dragon just came up. So
exactly, I would have. Like the fact that that Lee Sin is down and Morgana is down, it bodes well for 2.5 Freebirds. The fact that their jungler's not up, they can definitely contest this. Gnar is also not even in Mega Gnar. They have to back away from this one. They can definitely start it. Permanent Love is not gonna let them though.
The smite is down for Darabu, so they gotta wait for that to come up. And by the time that does come up, it looks like it's
about 10 seconds.
It's gonna be rotating
10
down
seconds
there.
Max.
If Normalize can get there before
they need to keep poking here. That's what they need to do. Dragon Raider and Mr. Jiggly. Oh, so they
have
start
a 10
the
second
dragon
window for this 4v5.
They start the dragon. So Jaded falling a little bit low. Lee Sin coming off from the southwest. They do pick up the dragon, and they're gonna get away scot-free. You know what they should have done there? I feel like because Lee Sin was making his way downtown, walking around, I feel like they might have been able to engage this. Janna did have her ultimate up, so worst case scenario, they would be able to sustain a lot of the damage that 2.5 Freebirds didn't have. You know, they didn't have their Morgana. They didn't have, like, the reason why, okay, you know, everybody knows I'm a big C9 fan, but the reason why C9 does well, like, I mean, they lose, but the reason why they did well is because they stopped people from making advances. So, like, they would sacrifice 2 people, but then the enemy team wouldn't get Dragon. And in a case like that, I would say it's worth, because now they're Dragon 3, right?
Yeah,
I would rather them still be a Dragon 2 and it still be up, right? Sacrifice 2 players.
It could just be just the nerves of these players. They don't want to commit too much. It was a 4v5. They thought, what if they go all in on us, kill 4 of us, and then they just take Dragon 2, then we're even more behind. So they took the safe route, passively just said, okay, guys, Lee Sin's not here. Let them just take the Dragon. We're just going to keep going for towers. We're going to keep going for objectives. If we can pick them off when they're not in the right position, then maybe we can come back in this game. But right now, Mr. Jiggly.
Oh, Dragon Raider Rumble ult coming now. Mr. Bomb 99 has to flash out. Wow, triple, double snare. Mr. Jiggly in a little bit of trouble. XJJ9 trying to get the pick up onto Mr. Jiggly, but it's not gonna connect. Permanent Love, his Gnar is ready to go. The snare does land from Normalize. And I think they're going to get away from this scot-free. Dragon Raider going balls to the wall there. But the teleport from... Oh, the huge taunt from F My Jungle is incredibly tanky, so he's going to try to get a lot of it. Oh my god, the 2-men Gnar ultimate. They are in the front line, getting poked down completely. Bomb 99 continues to chase, stunning F My Jungle. He's going to try to dash away. And it's just going to be a 1-for-0 exchange in favor of Mimo's Angels. And that was incredibly close, and I think that F My Jungle bit off a little bit more than he could chew, and Darabu went along in with him, but
it was just a bit of a misplay there. I'm not too sure why Dragon Raider, they did have the damage, but the flash was still up for 54 bomb 99. So it was a really stupid mistake to just try to go all in on that. But now they do know that the TF flash is down. Hopefully they haven't counted for it. And just another thing there, a beautiful play by XJJ9. He queued to a minion, W'd behind, and was able to kick Mr. Jiggly back. And he had to blow both cleanse and flash again. So XJJ9 just making sure that Varus does not have enough time to charge up his Q and do tons of damage. So just good play there. And then snares all around, making sure Gnar doesn't get his ultimate off right away. And that probably saved a couple lives on the Freebird side. We might see a Baron soon, or just vision control around there, but good warding from both sides here. We do see vision by the Freebirds, and they put it in the blue side of the jungle, making sure they know where the enemy team is going, making sure that it's not going to be a bad thing to go and try to invade, maybe get them to come to like a crucial choke point where they can just burst down.
Oh, Dragon Raider was trying to go in a little bit deep on a Wild Mimo.
Here's the split push again here by 54 bomb 99.
Oh my god, what a classic 54 bomb 99 move. The team is not doing that well, so what am I going to do? I'm going to push down bot. And I don't think that 2.5 Freebirds are going to try to answer this.
You need to just get Shen down there. That's your only response.
Yeah.
You just
but
get
then
Shen
what are the Gnar is going to continue his push up top. He doesn't have TP.
This is why Shen is a good crucial thing.
Exactly.
You have 2 TPs.
Yes.
Right?
His ultimate is up. His TP is up. Gnar has to recall because he doesn't have that TP pressure. 54 bomb 99 walks away from that as well, because they do know that although top and bot are pushing, they don't have the map presence to do that. Twisted Fate, his ultimate is up, but Gnar doesn't have his TP currently.
And Corki and Varus are both ahead, so you can see Dragon Raider and Mr. Jiggly can do immense amount of damage to the
the Q does land for Mr. JJ. He's going to have to get out of there. Doesn't use his Dragon Rage. The snare does land. Cleanse used by a Wild Mimo. That was actually Mikhail's Crucible coming out from Janna. And they're going to continue poking back and forth, but that was really, really sloppy coming out from XJJ9. He almost got it, but the great reaction time from Normalize allows him to keep his carries safe.
And this should be the tower here. This is going to be a good push coming out by 2.5 Freebirds. And it looks like they're going to go for more. Maybe another tower. This could cost them if they stay too long.
This poke composition is turning slowly into a siege composition, but looks like Mimo's Angels wants to fight. The snare does land on the XJJ9. The war jump going to prove a little bit dangerous. A Wild Mimo falling a little bit low from the poke from Dragon Raider. Going to have to back away. Dragon's up in 50 minutes. In 50 seconds.
Both teams probably going to back here, or are they going to just stay? I'm not too sure if that's the best idea. But I believe they're going to just secure that scuttle, make sure they get vision control. Mr. Jiggly's going to get blue buff, and they're going to just try to go for another team fight, because if they get a good team fight in here, it's going to be a disaster story for Mimo's Angels. And Mimo's Angels, they try to go for this push siege comp, trying to do as much damage, split push, whatever they do, but it's just not working well. They make a lot of mistakes in the team fights. They try to overextend where XGG9 goes, oh, I can do this play, and it just falls flat.
Gnar walking up to that top lane. He does have his TP up. He's going to be able to join the fight. Worst case scenario, his rage is up as well. So worst case scenario, he can really be crucial in this fight. But blue team, Mimo's Angels, doesn't have any vision in the Dragon Pit.
Oh, look at the Gnar TP from behind.
The Gnar TP from behind. He comes. The sandwich in. Huge! Gnar ultimate gets a 3-man stun. So jaded. Wild Mimo, 54 bomb 99, hailing off into the back lane. Dragon Raider picks up permanent love. Nobody's dead yet. How is this possible? A Wild Mimo bites off a little bit more than he can chew. But XJG9 comes in from the north side, kicking him to his team. And that's going to be a 1-for-1, but Mr. Jiggly, what? I don't know how they didn't die. I honestly think that Jinx was a little bit afraid to go all in. And she in good reason, because Corki, as soon as... Oh, baby, Mr.
He has
Shen.
the home guards. He has the home guards. He's going to go for it.
This is the new Hecarim. The new and improved Hecarim. The new... Oh, they got the dragon.
Too.
But they get the dragon.
And I think overall, now you have a bit more pressure, and it seems like F My Jungle is just saying, oh, I'm tanky as hell, so do whatever you want to me. It's not going to work. And the fight was really sloppy. Wild Mimo almost died, did get saved by So Jaded, but just greedy, trying to go for the farm, and good play there by F My Jungle, knowing that he can use his TP to go pick up that kill. But overall, amazing TP there by Permanent Love earlier to get that 4-man Gnar ultimate down. And because of that, they were able to sort of come back.
Oh, baby, the 2-man knockup coming out from Daribu. Sorry to cut your
the
speech.
collapse.
Oh, baby, but the 2-man taunt coming out from Shen. Oh, my goodness gracious, the huge pushback from Gnar, but it's not going to be enough. Dragon Raider picks up the kill onto Lee Sin. Double kill coming out for Corki. This is definitely going to be the Baron for 2.5 Freebirds. And that was a little bit rough. Red team did have the vision. If we take a look at the map off to the side, they did have the vision. The ult a little bit too early, but unfortunately for Mimo's Angels, you have to be thinking about game 2 at this point.
I wouldn't count them out just yet, but it's going to be a very, very uphill climb for Mimo's Angels. They're going to be trying to just go for the siege now. What you're going to see here is 54 bomb 99. Going to go back to his game, going back to that game plan. Just split push, just split push, just split push. Try to drag members down. If you can drag those members down, get Jinx and 2 other members in the top lane, siege that tower, get it down as fast as you can, then rotate out. You need to get good vision control for this, and that's not what they have right now. You can see the Wild Mimos have immense control of vision because of Daribu's upgraded Ruby Sightstone and normalized with his regular Sightstone. And then they both upgraded their trinkets to eliminate any wards coming in from Mimo's Angels. And that is the reason why 2.5 Freebirds are ahead in this game.
Yeah,
we might
their
see
vision
another
control
fight.
is insane. 3 pink wards, look at that. They really know where they are and what they're doing at any given time.
And you might see the siege mid and pressure coming from the bot lane too, so they can get that bot outer tower once F My Jungle has pushed his way up there.
They are knocking down the front door of Mimo's Angels. And Gnar coming in off to the side. The ultimate is up for Shen, so worst case scenario, he's got the Band-Aid problem fix. Yes. If XJJ9 gets a little bit too deep.
So what you're going to see here is probably as soon as Shen gets to that tower, you're going to see a quick rotation bot and make sure they get that hour tower down and secured.
And this is their composition right now is incredible. They've got the split push from Shen, but they just keep poking them while they're sieging. And the fact that they have Baron buff, it's insane. Unfortunately, Mimo's Angels has... Oh, yeah, exactly. They only have Jinx for the wave clear.
And they're going to get that free tower in the bot lane.
This is not looking too hot. They're going to try... I hope that they, like you said, they're thinking about the rotation, but I just think that Mimo's Angel... Oh, there's a big wave top lane. This is just a little bit of a back and forth, trying to make the decision as soon as possible. They are trying to poke them down as best as they can. XJJ9 does have the resonating strike on Rek'Sai.
This could be bad for 2.5 Freebirds if they do get caught
Dragon
off
Raider's
here.
low, but the rage bar is not filled up for Gnar. He's not going to be able to do anything. Shen did back off. He recalled and went top lane. And without that bot lane pressure, they're going to have to back away, steal some camps in the jungle.
And now they're just going to do the same thing from the top side. Just get Shen to push all the way to the top tower, get that second outer tower, the last outer tower, I should say.
They don't have enough time on Baron.
Yeah, but they're going to just maybe try to siege it all the way.
They're going to push it together. They're going to push it together. They have the wolf camp.
They have the resources needed to take down that last outer tower. And they're going to just try to use the last couple seconds of Baron to, well, not anymore, but they're going to try to push something out here, try to get something. But
what do you think Mimo's Angels has to do? They're playing on the back foot, definitely, but what do you think their objective here is going to be? Because consistently, since 2.5 Freebirds are knocking on the door, Mimo's Angels is just hiding in the basement. They don't really want to answer the door. They don't. It's the pizza guy. Come on, open up the door. It's pizza. You ordered it. Why don't you want it? What do you think Mimo's Angels has to do?
They need to let 54 Bomb 99 get in his natural habitat. He has to stay with the team, or else they have no wave clear, and that's just a poor choice of items. They try to get the static shift Jinx to do as much damage as she can, but you don't want her to go extend too much, and the split push is just, they just got counterpicked in the champ select because you don't know, you know what 54 Bomb 99 is going to try to do. So they pick to that, make sure they get the Shen, that's the 2 TPs, and just just countered him straight up like that. So very, very good play there.
This guy's too tanky. He's not going to really look at that. That tickles. That tickles.
And he's going to go for second last item, Thorn Mail, too. So good luck to Jinx to try to do any damage there. And it's just going to be a slow siege.
It's so interesting that they have 2 front lines and they're able to do this. But they're gonna have to back away. It's just not working. They're not forcing it. It's not happening. So they're gonna have to back away. Yeah, for
There's
sure.
gonna be a fight soon by Dragon.
Their vision control right now is oriented towards the top side, so they're gonna have to change their game plan because blue team's gonna come up, try to get this vision onto the blue side,
and they're gonna just try to get that scuttle secured, and then try to. I don't think this is a good idea for Freebirds, even though they are pretty far ahead. If it's gonna be a tough battle, tough fives battle.
Somebody popped Yomos. I heard it. Is there even a Yomos in this game? Yeah, I heard Varus popped it. Not exactly sure what for.
Trying to see if he can get into range.
Oh, my Jungle with the 3-man taunt and a little bit failed, but he got the 2 members. Permanent Love in the front line. Not going to be able to. He's going to die before he gets the stun, but he actually does get it. 54 bomb 99 gets the pickup onto Normalize. my Jungle just tanking so much damage. Flash coming out from Dragon Raider. Not going to be enough. The Janet Tornado stops them in their tracks. They're just going to turn around, focus down this Baron, get the 4th. Sorry, this dragon, get the 4th dragon of the game, but not if Twisted Fate has something to say about it. The rocket does come out from Jinx, not going to be enough. XJJ9 does have the Q. Is he going to try to steal it? He goes in with the ward jump. Red team does pick up the dragon. It's not going to be enough, but they're still poking them down. A Wild Mimo and So Jaded continuing the chase. But they are low, and he gets the snipe! But while this is happening, 54 Bomb 99 gets the inhibitor. And that's going to be crucial for the next part of the game. Baron is going to be up in the next couple of minutes. But the snipe, it almost misses.
He's dead.
Is it going to be enough? He's walking away. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Varus. 5-0 and 6. He's just showing the power of Varus. And I don't think there's much that Mimos can do anymore. I thought if they could win that dragon fight, that was their ticket back into the game. But it's going to be a Baron into an end game, most likely.
I think the time's out. The clock's run out. It's all over. The attempts that 54 Bomb 99 and XJJ9 had to try to make work through the early and mid game because Darabu was there. He was protecting his carry because they were able to peel exceptionally well for their any attempt. If the early game had worked out in favor of XJJ9 and Twisted Fate, then maybe we would see a different game. Then maybe Mimo's Angels would be ahead right now. Maybe they would have more dragons. Maybe they would have more turrets. But as it stands, they have done a really, really good job of split pushing. They have the bot lane inhibitor. But at the end of the day, because Darabu and Normalize have been really, really good at peeling for their carries, and same with my Jungle, they've been able to really steal this game, essentially.
They've been really die so easily. You have 2 Blade of the Rune Kings on both of the carries. As soon as they want to start that Baron, it's basically theirs. They're just waiting for Shen to just get enough damage done to those minions and push out that wave a bit more. And it looks like they don't really care. Like Nar's trying to split push now. Mimos are just trying to figure out something to do. They're panicking.
I think they're thinking about game 2.
Yeah,
I think they're thinking about game 2.
Panicking and just not too sure what they can do.
This right here is going to be the last fight. Teleport coming in from Gnar. He's going to be making his way. Here comes Twisted Fate. What's going to happen? The ultimate comes out from Mr. Jiggly. Jinx, oh my goodness gracious. They're going to get the knockup onto 54 Bomb 99. my Jungle makes it in. Dragon Raider picks up that kill. While Mimo is getting a little bit low, but Darabu snipes it with the Prey Seeker. Dragon Raider in a little bit of trouble, but gets the double kill onto Gnar. XJJ9 gets the triple kill. Dragon Raider on a rampage, and that's going to be game. Exceptionally well played from Darabu and my Jungle there. They get the kill. Gnar tried to make something happen. Twisted Fate tried to make something happen, but at the end of the day, game 1 going over to 2.5 Freebirds. They played that game exceptionally methodical, 6-18. They've got a 10K gold lead, 3 dragons ahead, 2 turrets ahead. That's going to be the game. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we're going to get right into game 2 right away as these players get their massages, they get their waters, they get their lotion. They're all ready and oiled up for the game 2. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.